Next question, 8.2. One morning, Samuel conducted a survey in his residential area to establish how many passengers, excluding the driver, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Calculate the probability that excluding the driver, there are more than 2 passengers. Now, I have the outcomes here. More than 2, now we mean 3 passengers and 4 passengers. But now, here, you are given the variables and how many times they occur. So, for example, if I want to know how many people, how many cars had 11 people, rather had one person, they are 11. I mean, giving you a total of how many people? 11 times 1, 11. If there are 6 cars with 2 people, and all, how many are they? 6 times 2, 12. Here, 3 times 5, 15 people. Here, 4 times 1, 4. Here, there are no people, 0. There are no passengers. So there are 0 passengers here. In this category, there are 11. Here, there are 12, and so forth. So the total sample space, the total number of passengers, we are going to get it from here. If we add these totals here, 11 plus 12 plus 15 plus 4. 11 plus 12 plus 15 plus 4. And what is that? Okay. Here, it's 23. Here, plus 15. Okay, I get 38. Then I have 42. Which means the total there, the sample space, the total number of passengers is 42. And out of those 42, 15 were satisfy the event. 15 outcomes plus 4 outcomes satisfy the event. What is the event? The event is that, okay, there must be from cars with more than 2 passengers, 3 or 4 passengers. So the total for that is 15 plus 4. So I have the probability being 19 out of a total sample space of 42. 19 out of 42. That's your answer. Now, going to the last question. If you throw 2 dice at the same time, the probability that the 6 will be shown on 10 out of 36, and the probability that there's going to be 1 6 in a die is 1 out of 36. Okay, let's try to visualize that. The event there, 6 dash there, means 6 and not a 6. I'll call it as event 1. This outcome here, yes, 6 and a 6, I'll call it event 2. And then the last event that is not indicated in terms of the probability is not a 6 and not a 6. But we know for a fact that, okay, the total sum in the sample space, we are going to get it by adding these events. Outcomes for event 1, 2, and 3. And one thing, again, there's 1, law of probability that when I add the probabilities of all these events that are in the sample space, in other words, the sum of all the probabilities of events in the sample space is 1. So what am I saying there? Probability of event 1 plus probability of event 2 plus probability of event 3 is equals to 1. What are those events? The probability of event 1, we are talking about a 6 and not a 6. The probability that you have a 6 and a 6, that's E2. And the probability that you have not a 6 and not a 6. So when I add the probability of getting a 6 and not a 6, plus the probability of getting a 6 and a 6, plus the probability of getting a not a 6 and not a 6, when I add them, I should get 1. Why? Because the rule is that the sum of all the probabilities of the events in the sample space is equals to 1. Meaning that from here, I am given that the probability of getting a 6 and not a 6 get 10 out of 36. So this probability here is 10 out of 36. This one here, it's given as 1 out of 36. Then plus the probability, the one that we are to calculate that we don't know, of event 3, which is not a 6 and not a 6. When I add these 3 probabilities here, I'm supposed to get 1. Meaning that I will be able to solve this problem, because when you add these 2 and subtract from 1, you will get the probability here. That's exactly what we are going to do. We are saying 10 out of 36 plus 1 out of 36 plus what we are looking for is equals to 1. Add these 2. I have a common denominator there. Put it down. It's 36. 36 into 36, 1 times 10, 10. 36 into 36, 1 times 1, 1. Plus the probability of getting a 6, not a 6 and not a 6, is equals to 1. This goes down to be 11 out of 36 plus what we are looking for, the probability of not a 6 and not a 6. Then here it means we need to subtract 11 out of 36 from both sides. Okay, this will give me 0, leaving me with what we are looking for, the probability of getting the third event there is 1 minus 11 out of 36, which is 36 minus 11 over 36, because 36 over 36 is 1. Take 11 from 36, it gives you the answer as 25, isn't it? Yes, 25 out of 36. That's your answer. Yes.